fridges, lighting and house lights, decor and marquees, Chivari chairs and table hire, attentive staff, supercars and so much more. Call 07860 125 092 or visit MirageWeddingsUK.com. Also across all social media. Mirage, making every wedding better.
This is Salam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio. Broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Welcome to Friday Night Prime right here on Salam Radio 106.2 FM. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitch, X and YouTube. I'm your host Akil and thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Now, tonight's show is one for the soul. We're diving into the timeless power of poetry, identity and inspiration, with a spotlight on none other than Allama Muhammad Iqbal, a poet, philosopher and visionary whose work continues to ignite minds across generations. With me in the studio this evening are three incredible guests behind a very special upcoming event, the launch of the Allama Iqbal Day, right here in our community. So let me welcome Ansar Ali, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Charlie Jennifer.
Hiya.
Hi, and Ghulam Shabir, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
It's great to have you here with me in the studio, alhamdulillah. So it's really, honestly, I feel honoured. You know what I've already said about the legendary broadcaster off air, so it's great to have Ansar Ali here in the studio. So can I just straight off the bat find out what's inspired the idea to create a dedicated Allama Iqbal Day here locally?
Well, it really started with a conversation around the Allama Iqbal Centre's name and why it's been called the Allama Iqbal Centre. And that was a conversation between us at Peterborough Sense, the National Literacy Trust, Gladstone Connect, who obviously look after the Allama Iqbal Centre. Then Ghulam and Ansar and others joined in, and we were just kind of in awe straight away of people's responses, talking about his poetry, talking about his inspiration, and we thought we have to do something about this. We have to kind of honour and celebrate this community through his work.
Amazing. And so, of course, you just mentioned Ansar Ali here. Can you just tell us a little bit about your input in this project, or what you're bringing to this? What can we expect from a legend like yourself?
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I mean, first and foremost, we have Allama Iqbal Community Centre in Peterborough for nearly 2 decades now. Yeah, and we came up with a name after consultation with the community, etc. And over the years, people who use the centre or heard of it have asked many questions. Why is this centre named Allama Iqbal Community Centre? So we've had to explain that, and and in recent months, as Charlie has said, Helen, our wonderful manager at the community centre, again, because she's English, and again, she's had lots of people asking her as well. And I think we were having a conversation, and Ghulam Shabir and I went to an event in Birmingham.
Yes, that's right, a few years back.
And that was commemorating the Allama Iqbal's birthday, and it was a very big event. I think his grandson was there as well. We had a conversation then. We just got talking and we said, well, why can't we have an Allama Iqbal Day here, remember him, honour him, and hopefully, inshallah, in November, we've booked the Key Theatre. And on that particular day, we will be having a big event at the Key Theatre in Peterborough. And Peterborough presents, our wonderful colleagues there. They thought, what a wonderful idea. And I know over the recent years, since you've been involved, when I've been talking to you, sorry, I'm going, I've been saying that, with the Pakistani Muslim community, they're not oriented towards dancing and music too much, etc. And it has to be a religious angle. And you've been trying to do something around poetry and things like that. So here it comes, Allama Iqbal event, so we can all get involved and showcase something about the big, very large Muslim community in Peterborough.
Wonderful. Just some quick facts. So Allama Iqbal was born in 1877, passed away in 1938. He's known as the spiritual father of Pakistan. So with that in mind, Ghulam, can you tell us how you personally connect with Iqbal's work?
I mean, one of the things which I'd like to preamble with is that within Peterborough, there's quite a substantial Pakistani community and people who do actually have close links with Pakistan itself. Now, Allama Iqbal is actually not just linked to Pakistan. In fact, his poetry is revered not only in Pakistan but also in India with the Urdu-speaking community in there, as well as surprisingly in Iran, because a lot of his writing was in Farsi as well, and they actually do revere him much more than we have done. So we thought that this will be a great way to actually introduce Allama Iqbal, who was if I can say, maybe someone who's well known at the level, I'd say Shakespeare is in UK. And really most of his poetry was around waking up the nation, the Muslim nation mainly of India, and saying that, you should have your own freedom, your own country. And he was one of those people with Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who at that time mooted with the idea of having a separate homeland for the Muslims of India.
Absolutely. Actually, with just tagging on to what you just said there, Iqbal's dream of an independent Muslim state in the subcontinent laid the foundation and the creation of Pakistan, didn't it?
Indeed.
And you're absolutely right. His poetry, his works, it's in Urdu, it's in Persian, it's in English. He's deeply influenced by other Western philosophers as well. I mean, he's a highly educated individual. He also received a knighthood. Which is just fantastic. That was in 1922, and he became Sir Muhammad Iqbal. You have to think back in time how difficult it would have been to get a knighthood. It's different now, of course. You've seen it year on year. You get a knighthood quite easily, don't you? But back then, you would have had to do something substantial to receive something like that. Okay, I know there are some amazing there's some amazing poetry in the world that everybody can like and you enjoy it. It touches your soul. Do you have something that you could share with us today that really stirs your soul?
Akil, there's a lot of talk about our beautiful religion, and we all have a desire to enter paradise when we leave this world, and sometimes we really don't make a lot of effort to achieve that dream of entering paradise, entering heaven. And something that he wrote, alhamdulillah, and very relevant to the contemporary society that we live in. बिस्तर से उठकर मस्जिद तक ना जा सके इकबाल, ख्वाहिश रखते हैं कब्र से उठकर जन्नत जाने की. Ghulam Shabir, very powerful indeed.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was quite a lot of poetry around the people. The people were actually either moving away from the fundamentals of freedom, and that he linked in with the religion to wake up the youngsters of, and he often referred to young people as Shaheen, the powerful eagle. And he often would say, that nahi tera nisheman kasre sultani ke gumbad par, tu shahi hai basera kar pahadon ki chatanon par. That you are an eagle. You shouldn't be sitting on the dome of a castle of the rulers. No, you should be free. You go and sit on the mountains.
Absolutely. And my personal experience with Iqbal has been that some of my teachers, especially Sufi teachers, they revere him incredibly, right? I've got a quote. I'm going to share it in English. It is, "There are worlds beyond the stars. Love still has many more tests to pass." That's incredible.
Yeah,
it is. It's really deep. It's really soul stirring. And when I was researching, preparing the show and putting it together, I knew I was going to meet all three of you. I was excited. I've been excited since Charlie got in touch from People Presents to talk about, hey, this piece of work is going to take place. Do you want to get involved? And I was like, this is going to be amazing. And from that conversation, I've actually had conversations with Indian communities as well, especially the Sikh community. Okay, they revere him as well because absolutely. So it's going to be something spectacular, of course. And what's it been like? I mean, have you started to share information about this? What's it been like in terms of feedback from the community, Charlie?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, I just want to shout out that Gulam read that from memory as well, and that's something that I've found and been so inspired by, the amount of people that can just recite Allama Iqbal poems straight away, and the respect and the love that they have for his work has been like, it's growing momentum so quickly, and I think we're really keen that as much as we do something this year, we want to then see how we can make it an annual thing every single year and find ways to make it sustainable so that it becomes part of, I guess, the Peterborough cultural markers for the future to come. It's been
his
really inspiring.
works are really literary masterpieces, and anybody who is interested in even the philosophical background into it, and you know, so much research has been done, and it's never ending, and also of course the literature. If anybody's interested in Urdu, then you can't get better than Iqbal. Like I said, because the time, it was sad that he had passed away before his dream was realized. But he's buried in Lahore. I was lucky back in 2021 or 22 when I went to Pakistan. I actually visited his tomb in Lahore.
I'm assuming it was a busy place.
Oh yes, very
Of course,
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know, you're a poet yourself. What does Iqbal's style or message offer to writers in today's world?
Oh, good question. I think
That's why I'm in this seat.
Yeah, right. I guess I'm speaking as a white British writer, and through kind of getting to know his work, there's really beautiful imagery and symbolism, particularly through the use of animals, is something that I've kind of picked up on through the poems that I've been able to see translated and read. Like I read A Cow and a Goat very recently, and the Zayn put it as like there's quite often a call and response in his work, and that poem really has that call and response of looking at freedom versus kind of being tied and being grateful to man, and like that call and response within the poem itself, and how you can have, say, multiple things at one time in a poem. That has been really something really beautiful that I've picked up on. And also I think actually another thing that sparked this conversation into being is around like being bilingual and speaking multiple languages, or having English as a second language, and how that can sometimes be a barrier in white British education for reading and developing literacy skills. But actually there's a real strength in that bilingualism and being able to engage with, if it's parent and child, in that first language first, and connect through literature and stories that way, which will then inevitably start to develop all these other skills. So that's
Absolutely.
also something that we're kind of really keen that this project
And
picks up on.
I guess with what you just said there in mind, so you know, the target audience is kind of like everyone then, isn't it? You know, you're looking at
Absolutely.
people who've enjoyed his literature when they were young, and then the next generation, perhaps their own children or younger generations, to come along and actually enjoy and benefit from this event. So with that in mind, you know, on the day in November, what can people kind of expect to happen?
November is the culmination of a lot of things that we'll be doing before that.
Yes, I appreciate that, but
Uh,
let's get to the
yeah.
key theatre.
In
What happens?
November, we're hoping to invite
Yeah.
some Sufi Qawwali group.
Okay.
So they'll be reciting, as you will probably know better than some of us, Ustad Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, late Ustad Nusrat, and many others.
Oh, definitely gonna
famous
come now.
names that he
Yes.
recited
Yeah.
and played his writings, you know, in the form of Qawwali, Sufi Qawwalis.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to attract some famous Qawwali artists
Amazing.
to sing Sufi Qawwalis in the Key Theatre, so people can go and enjoy that event basically as a commemoration, as a remembrance for Allama Iqbal. So that's going to be that. And we're also going to be before that, the children. I mean, one of the things we haven't mentioned yet, we've got a group of people that we managed to get together as soon as we got the idea together that is this something that can be a goer, and we will get the support for it, inshallah. We've got Gladstone Primary School involved, we've got Beaches Primary School involved, we've got Gladstone Connect, we've got Pakistan Community Association of Peterborough Presents, and there are other one or two young people, remarkably, the young lady who's put some of the stuff together. Numra, she's of Pakistani heritage.
And this is legacy, isn't it? This is what legacy. I often talk to people and I say, legacy is after you've passed away. What happens after that? This person has passed away. Well, soon, we're not that far off 100 years, right? And when he gets to that stage, people are still going to be talking about him. Absolutely. What you've just described actually gave me goosebumps when you're talking about this young person, and she's written some work. There's going to be many numbers around the world, aren't there?
Yes.
Who are going to be, coming by his work and then just being inspired and enthused by it.
Yeah, I think the uniqueness of Allama Iqbal was that, like you said, that he was a multilinguist. That not only because at that time, if you look at the few people who were fluent in English as well as the local languages, which may have been Punjabi, Urdu, etc., and Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and the other people who were actually part of the movement towards a separate homeland, and Allama Iqbal's ideas were part of that, and these people were educated. Allama Iqbal obviously studied in Europe, so I do believe that he was quite good at German as well. So he studied German, he studied English, Urdu, and he was a Punjabi person himself. He was born in Lahore, so Sialkot. So he very much a Punjabi. So from that viewpoint, we can also relate to him as well. And when you look at his poetry, because it was very much aimed at the young people, he wanted that young blood. And if I just read you one little thing, and I'll try to, if I can, also translate it as well. It says, Chashme aqwam se makhfi hai haqiqat teri. It says, from the world, from the other people, your reality is hidden from them. Hai abhi mehfil hasti ko zarurat teri. The world needs you still. So you are needed. Zinda rakhti hai zamane ko hararat teri. It's that heat within you which is keeping the world alive, or the time, or that time alive. Kaukabe kismat imkan hai khalafat teri. The stars are your limit, as it were. I mean, he really.
I'm feeling this passion and energy from you. If anyone's watching the stream, we've got to be here in the studio with us. You really need to see this. And this is the thing, isn't it, Charlie?
Exactly.
Look at the passion and energy.
Exactly.
There's just two people here.
Exactly.
And there's an army. There's one thing I've just picked up from what you just said there. When you said about Sialkot, I felt this energy of he was one of our own. He was one of us. I already felt that. I think in many ways that's what it is, isn't it? Everybody, whichever language that he's spoken, German, Urdu, Persian, whatever it's Farsi, doesn't matter. Everybody's got a connection to him. It's like he belonged to them. He spoke to their soul. He spoke about their life.
And that's why the Sikh community has an ownership with him as well.
Correct.
Because, all the Punjabis, we lived in that area of Punjab, and then later on it was split into two, and people moved over.
Absolutely. And so where are we now? So how can people get involved?
Well, I mean, do you want to say something on that?
Yeah, I'll talk about the Peterborough Presents contribution to this first phase of the project as one way people can get involved. So we are going to be paying for a creative and artist to take part in a residency at the Iqbal Centre, which a residency, for those that don't know the arty terminology, is basically an artist comes in, hangs out, makes stuff with people that will culminate in them making something permanent that is inspired by Iqbal's work, that is inspired by the communities that they meet and come and interact with, whoever this artist is, and they'll create a new piece of artwork for the centre that will go on permanent display. We've got visions of it being up on the ceiling somewhere. Wow. Don't quite know what it'll be yet, because the call out is out now. So if you're listening to this and you're someone that is a professional creative of some kind, or maybe has a background in working with community but doesn't have the professional creative side yet, but has, if either you write in your spare time, you make art in your spare time, sculpture, anything kind of that could be physically displayed, the call out is out now. If you look on Peterborough Presents website, it will be in residence somewhere in September, October, with the work being made and presented on the 8th of November, because we're going to do like a full weekender is the aim.
So you know the central people to liaise with, to get in touch with and link in with both Charlie and also Hal Walkinshaw, who's the manager at Allama Iqbal Centre on Cromer Road.
What's the contact details for that? Do you know?
Yes, I mean it's the telephone number is 01733 752675.
Perfect. And of course, they can get in touch with either of yourselves as well.
Yes, indeed.
If somebody who knows you and they want to get
because
involved.
I'm also on the but I'm a former manager, but now I'm also on the management committee. And of course, Ansar has had a long time involvement with the community itself, and also with the Allama Iqbal Centre as well.
Okay, and so you mentioned earlier on there's some events that are going to take up before we get to November. Can you share a bit more about that?
Yeah, we've got Gladstone Primary and Beaches Primary School both involved, very much interested in getting the young people from their schools involved in writing,
amazing,
finding out more about Allama Iqbal. As you know, in the central area, both Gladstone and Beaches have got a history of at one time there was 98% children of Muslim Pakistani heritage who were attending those schools as well. It's slightly less now, but still a lot of presence from those communities. And there's also very much a multicultural community to those schools as well. And it's about inspiring those young people from all backgrounds, not just of Pakistani heritage, of Muslim background, no, of all backgrounds, inspiring them to be motivated to write poetry. That's what it's all about, to become creative. And it's not, you don't have to be Muslim, Pakistani to be part of this. It's really, we're here for everyone, every young person. Iqbal's poetry was relevant to everyone, regardless of their race, their heritage, etc., their religion, basically. So we want everyone who has an interest in literature, in poetry, to get involved. And just to add on in terms of what Charlie was saying about residency, you know, मुझे पता है गुलाम शबीर मुझसे बेहतर उर्दू बोलते, जस्ट अ कपल ऑफ मोमेंट्स प्लीज इफ आई जो हमारे बहन भाई इस वक्त सुन रहे हैं, आम पीटरबरो में इंशाल्लाह अल्लामा इकबाल, मेरा ख्याल में कोई जो जिनका ताल्लुक पाकिस्तान हिंदुस्तान से है, कोई ऐसा नहीं शख्स होगा जो जानते नहीं, अल्लामा इकबाल के नाम को पहचानते नहीं। उनकी हम बरसी बना रहे हैं इंशाल्लाह यहाँ पीटरबरो में, तो बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम हो रहे हैं। हम ढूंढ रहे हैं इस वक्त कुछ ऐसे पर्सन को, ऐसे आदमी को या औरत को, बहन हो, भाई हो, जिनको दिलचस्पी हो उर्दू में, अल्लामा इकबाल में, या कुछ बनाने में, आर्ट में। तो अगर वो दिलचस्पी रखते हैं तो प्लीज़ मेहरबानी करके हमसे रब्ता करें, क्योंकि ये थोड़ा सा 3-4 महीने का काम है जो आपने कम्युनिटी के साथ काम करना है, बच्चों के साथ, स्कूल के बच्चों के साथ काम करना है, ताकि कुछ ऐसी चीज़ वो मुकम्मल कर सके जो जब नवंबर में जो हमारा वो दिन होगा बड़ा अल्लामा इकबाल की बरसी का, तो वह हम उसको प्रेजेंट कर सके। फिर वो जो होगा वो हमारे अल्लामा इकबाल सेंटर में इंशाल्लाह हमेशा के लिए वहाँ पर लटका रहेगा, ठीक है ना। तो अगर आपके कुछ दिलचस्पी है आर्ट्स में, पोएट्री में, उर्दू जानते हैं, अंग्रेज़ी भी बोल सकते हैं, कम्युनिटी के साथ काम करने की दिलचस्पी रखते हैं, तो प्लीज़ मेहरबानी करके हमारे साथ रब्ता करें।
बल्कि मैं ये कहूँगा अंसर अली के जो लोग, और मुझे पता है कि यहाँ बहुत से लोग ऐसे हैं कि जिनकी उर्दू की तालीम पाकिस्तान से जो है वो अच्छे लेवल तक है, यानी बहुत से ग्रेजुएट हैं यहाँ पे जो जिनकी उर्दू में जो है वो तालीम है। अगर वो हमारे साथ रब्ता करें, कि मेरा एक और भी इसमें जो ख्वाब है वो ये है कि हमारा यहाँ पीटरबरो में एक अल्लामा इकबाल का जो है ना वो एक ग्रुप बनाओ, जो उनके अप्रिशिएशन सोसाइटी, अल्लामा इकबाल सोसाइटी एक हो, कि जिसमें लोग आके वो अल्लामा इकबाल का जो कलाम है उसको पढ़ के, बल्कि खाली पढ़ना तो एक और है, लेकिन जिन लोगों के ज़रा उर्दू में ज़्यादा दिलचस्पी है वो इसकी जो है वो तफसीर कर सकते हैं, लोगों को समझा सकते हैं कि भाई वो क्या कह रहे थे। क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि poetry is one of those things that in few words, obviously you being a poet understand that, in few words you can just put in so much, condense so much,
absolutely.
a huge message. And I think that's the vehicle Allama Iqbal used, and we really like to unlock that and open it out to the community.
Absolutely. And on
We're
that
looking for that
note,
inspirational person who can
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
And we're very grateful that we're working with Peterborough Presents, who are very much backing and supporting this event. And we think it's going to be great for Peterborough, basically. And we want young people to be involved, not just from the schools as well, but people generally from the community.
Yeah,
People going to
absolutely.
Teachers of Gladstone primary schools, if families are listening and they want their young people to involve.
Some of the seniors, the ones who have
Absolutely.
retired,
It's
the
a
ones who have
community
got that.
It's a community
Yeah.
project
It is.
for all generations.
I have to say, I can really feel the passion in the room. And in my mind, what's going through my mind is, why has this not happened sooner? Because obviously the centre's been established. I'm glad it's happening now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But as you were talking, both of you, and I was thinking, yeah, why did this not happen 10 years ago? But I'm really happy that it's happening now.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I think it's going to be spectacular. We just need support, right? We
Yeah,
need support from the
absolutely.
community to get
Yes.
involved. Whatever you can do.
Yeah.
If they know you personally, get in touch with yourself. If you want to
Yeah.
get involved, People Presents, get in touch. Everybody's got a part to play here, is what we're saying, aren't we?
Yeah.
absolutely.
And can I just say, I enjoyed both of you. Urdu, that was really good. I was in my mind, I was thinking, am I going to understand? But I did. It was really good. But it just goes to show you, doesn't it? The passion in this room. You know, as someone
exactly.
who's not a non-Urdu speaking person, you can obviously feel
I
that.
still feel
right?
it, absolutely.
This is really a call to Iqbal Arms, isn't it? Really.
Yes.
You know, and we want to get as many people involved in this. This is a fantastic opportunity, actually. If you're a young person and you want to, further your career, you want to have a new lines on your CV, you want to, meet peers, whatever that may be. This is a perfect opportunity to talk about and engage in a timeless poetry and individuals that have such an impactful role in the creation of Pakistan and also people across the world. So, can you believe it? I've run out of time.
Wow.
I really appreciate you all coming into
It's
the
what
show.
passion does.
Honestly, it does. This is what I said to I didn't say to you. It's been great. Thank you to Ansar, Charlie, and Ghulam for joining us and sharing this inspiring project. Do get involved. You can contact the Iqbal Centre. You can go on to you can go visit them physically on Cromwell Road or contact them by social media. You can contact People Presents. You can contact Ansar or Ghulam, who are involved in this project. And perhaps you've got links in the schools, Beta School, Gladstone School. Get involved. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We're definitely going to be behind this as well. So we look forward to your company and your efforts in the future. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Stay tuned to Salam